So the ROG Phone 3 was released not too long ago, and it has been crowned as the king of gaming smartphones for 2 years straight. So when Black Shark 3 announced the Black Shark 3 Pro, we were intrigued by its idea. So today we are going to compare both of these gaming smartphones because it is the best that the gaming market has to offer right now. So we'll be splitting this video into a few different segments, so you can check out the timestamps at the bottom of this video to skip to whatever parts that you want to watch specifically. And now let's just talk about these two phones. So let's start off with some specs differences, and here's a quick summary of them on the screen right here. And most of the things here, I don't really realize it to be that much of an issue. After all, there are a few things that I just want to mention quickly, which is the refresh rate difference. Not much of a big issue right there because it's between 90Hz and also 144Hz. And then we also have the screen size. So the Black Shark 3 Pro comes with a 7.1-inch screen, and this one, the ROG Phone 3, comes with a 6.59-inch screen phone. They're both using AMOLED displays and they both look amazing. As for the battery life, the ROG Phone 3 comes with a 6000 mAh battery against the 5020 mAh battery, if I'm not mistaken, on the Black Shark 3 Pro. It does affect your gaming experience in terms of how long you can go and a single run, but I don't think realistically you'll be gaming for 5 hours straight on a phone, right? And the charging speeds. So the Black Shark 3 Pro is compatible with 65 watts of charging, and it is also using a dual cell battery design, which means that it can charge way faster than the ROG Phone 3, which is only using a 30-watt charger and using a single cell battery. And the last difference here, which I think is the least significant of all, is the chipset. So the ROG Phone 3 is using the brand spanking new Snapdragon 865 Plus, whereas the Black Shark 3 Pro is only using the Snapdragon 865. In terms of gaming, I really don't feel any difference at all. So it can only be shown in benchmarks, which again, I don't see a point in buying a phone like this and just running benchmarks. You're supposed to run games. Both of these phones also have stereo front-facing speakers, but the ROG Phone 3 does it better because they are both balanced on both sides and they are very loud. They have a substantial amount of bass despite being a phone speaker. And the Black Shark 3 Pro speakers are kind of imbalanced, as we've said in our review, which you can check it out at the top right corner there. The bottom speaker is much louder compared to the top speaker. And moving on, one of the defining features of gaming smartphones is the triggers. So if you call yourself a gaming smartphone and you don't have triggers, then you're just like any other smartphones in the market right now. So the ROG Phone first introduced the air triggers 2 years ago with the original ROG Phone. It was something revolutionary and I like it a lot because you can have triggers on a phone. At that time, it was unheard of. And then this year, Black Shark 3 Pro came and released this phone with a physical pop-up trigger buttons, 2 of them. I have to say, the Black Shark 3 Pro really does it a lot better compared to the ROG Phone 3. And as for the total number of triggers, the ROG Phone 3 has 5, whereas the Black Shark 3 Pro has only 4. But I will still give the point over to the Black Shark 3 Pro because for this generation of the ROG Phone 3, you can split the air trigger into 2 parts. So in theory, you're supposed to have a total of 2 inputs on each side. So you have 4 triggers. And then one more trigger is when you shake the phone, which I just don't like it because it just disorients me and take me out of the immersion when I'm gaming. As for the Black Shark 3 Pro, you have 2 physical trigger buttons here, but you also have this pressure sensitive screen, so you can split the screen into 2 parts, and then when you press one part of the screen harder, it will also trigger a command on the screen, which I think is much more ergonomic compared to the ROG Phone 3. And speaking of ergonomics, I think it's very important because you're gonna play games on the phone and you don't want to strain your wrists or your fingers. The ROG Phone 3, if you want to use the dual partition buttons on the air trigger 3, it's kind of forcing you to hold the phone in a very uncomfortable way, which I just truly don't prefer. Whereas the Black Shark 3 Pro has a much more hold it however you want kind of design, and it works. But because of that screen size on the Black Shark 3 Pro, I would say for those with a smaller hand, it might be a problem. And now comes to the accessories on both of these phones. And I would just say that the Black Shark 3 Pro is kind of anticlimactic when it comes to all of the accessories available. So what I mean by this is that you can only purchase some of the accessories like the left gamepad stick here, and then there's also the magnetic charger, which is still not available on their website for some reason. And you can get some phone cases, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't actually play nice with other accessories like the ROG Phone 3. So one thing I really like about this phone is the amount of accessories, first-party accessories developed by ASUS. So you can get a lot more gamepads, controller grips, docks, dongles and whatnot to just expand from beyond this phone into maybe a big screen TV, your desktop monitor if you want to attach a keyboard and mouse, or even use your existing controllers. And this is where I would say that the ROG Phone 3 plays very nicely with all of the other accessories that you already have. So one of the new accessory is the ROG Clip. So what you have to do is to clip your controller and the phone together via the ROG Clip, and then you can just straight away map all of your buttons via the Armoury Crate software. And you can check that out in our top right corner there, because we also did another video where we used an Xbox controller to play PUBG on this ROG Phone 3. And ASUS, you also included one of the accessory which is called the Aero Active Cooler. It was also bundled with the phone for the first generation of ROG Phone and also the ROG Phone 2. But this year, you guys added a kickstand, which I really like. But then you also remove the audio jack on the phone itself. So if you want to use the audio jack, you need this adapter. But because of where the audio jack is located, if I would just want to use the kickstand like this, the audio jack is pointed downwards. So what's the point? And for the Black Shark 3 Pro, I would say thank you for still including the 3.5mm headphone jack. And when it comes to gaming phones, I would say wired audio is much more important, because wireless audio will still have audio delay no matter what sort of codec you use, even though you're using aptX LL. And you can check more about that at the top right corner there as well, because we did a number of videos where we talk about audio delay. Okay, so now let's talk about software experience. And I think I sound like a broken record right now, because the Black Shark 3 Pro uses Joy UI, which is essentially a modified version of MIUI from Xiaomi. And the settings menu is still horrendous and clunky. And the Black Shark 3 Pro here still has some additional features on top of MIUI, which is the system lighting, with this RGB thing right here. So you can configure that in the settings menu as well. But finding that option is frustrating. So I think they also took the feedback and they added a shortcut, an app icon shortcut in the app drawer itself. So there's one shortcut where you can just press and you can directly head into the lighting effects. And one more thing that I want to complain about the Black Shark 3 Pro here is the Shark Space. Just give us an option to quit the Shark Space mode with just virtual buttons and not this physical button. And the ROG Phone 3 on the other hand, it doesn't really have that much change in terms of UI compared to the ROG Phone 2. It's still using the Armoury Crate software, and I really like it because it works. It's kind of intuitive. I wouldn't say it's perfect. There's definitely some more room to adjust the UI elements and whatnot, but overall I'm still happier with the ROG Phone 3 in terms of software. So in conclusion, which one should you buy if you are in the market for a gaming smartphone? Well, the ROG Phone 3 is, I would say it is more than just a gaming phone. So if you have any other dongles or docks, or maybe if you want to use with a capture card, you want to stream your game, use the ROG Phone 3, because when you plug in a dongle, plug in a capture card, you can stream via OBS or Streamlabs with all of your overlays and whatnot. It is also very versatile in terms of compatibility with all of the other accessories available. So I would say that the ROG Phone 3, if you're using it as a gaming phone by itself, it is not really its main selling point. I would suggest you that if you want to use it alongside with all of your other accessories, get the ROG Phone 3. If you just want to play games on your phone and not think about any other thing else, get the Black Shark 3 Pro, because as an all-in-one gaming smartphone solution, this is a very solid phone. But obviously, pros and cons, you have to weigh it out for yourselves. And I hope this video really helps you to make your purchase decision between these two phones, because they are both gaming phones with some differences, and these are my thoughts that I just want to share with you. And if you have any questions or just any feedback or input about these two phones, leave them down in the comment section below. We'll surely answer you, and we'll see you in the next video.